Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? I've got your work up here. Thanks so much for including this written rationale. I think that we're heading in a direction that I think we need to circumvent. And let me describe what I'm talking about. Okay, you're giving these descriptions, or these visual descriptions of the work that you've been putting together for your monogram, and that's great. That's awesome. I love the sketches. I really think the direction is great. You're showing some wonderful experimentation using 2 and 3 letters and the combination of both, and creating these really cool ligatures. And I think that's great. I mean, this is the stuff that design is made of. That said, I think that at this point in the portfolio class, where we're already in week 7, 8, we need to start wrapping this up. I think it's a mistake going through here and saying, okay, I'm going to design a logo for myself, and then here, I'm going to give you these sketches, and let's comment on this, and then we'll try to cultivate this. At this point, you've got too much other work to do, Jennifer, with your other stuff. My suggestion right now is this: pick one of your logos, run with it. Just let's get this done quickly. It's a reasonable expectation to say that you are going to be working on this after this class is over. Okay, my job in these 11 weeks is to give you a good foundation to know how to take this on your own, take the reins, so to speak, and run with it yourself. So that's where you would do this experimentation, where you would further cultivate your own personal branding. Right now, for me, I just need to see that you understand how to apply a logo to a business card and a letterhead, an envelope, your business stationery, business card, letterhead, envelope, and to use that letterhead to design, or to write and design your business correspondence, your branding correspondence, in this case being the cover letter and the resume. Okay, so let me repeat that. In your branding, you need to get your logo, you need to get it done. You need to get it on a business card, design the business card, design the letterhead and the envelope, okay? And then use that letterhead for your cover letter and your resume, all right? And I hope that makes sense. That's the progression we go. So at that rate, I'll go ahead and I'll comment on your electives. As far as these go, as I said, I don't think this is the proper venue or forum to cultivate your personal monogram. Now, if you want to email me and send me some, have me look at some things and give some suggestions, that's a different story. But in the public forum here in the class, I think it would be better if we were to stick to the prescribed format of the branding and the electives. Speaking of the branding, okay, we need a resume, professional, a letterhead, business card. This is your personal identity. Minimum, I would say. Now, I'm going to say, I've said this before, give us a whole stationery. Don't just give us the letterhead, business card, sample sheet. Let's give it a stationery, meaning design the letterhead, the business card, the envelope. Okay, then your resume goes on the letterhead, as does your cover letter. All right, I need a sample sheet. I'm not real sure which of these is your sample sheet. I think this might be it, but you're showing pieces multiple times, so I'm not thinking this is a sample sheet. Sample sheet is simply a presentation, a page that shows, it's typically shown right after your branding. So you're done branding yourself in your portfolio, you'll say, okay, this is my logo, this is how I want to present myself. And then right after that, you give a real quick sample sheet, and that is basically 4 or 5 of your pieces of your best work on the page. And it's just kind of like a little brief little snapshot of what's coming ahead in your portfolio. There's times where you might apply for a job online, and the hiring professional will ask for a sample sheet. And in this case, that would be something that you would consider sending. Okay, let's move over to our electives. Now, I realized that you had asked me to post my portfolio and designs, my redesign, add to PDF, you will assessment for my logo sketches, 3 pages of logo designs on my electives section of my portfolio. I would like feedback on logo designs. I just got done talking about that. Let's do that. If you want to email me and give me some examples, I can comment on those. But again, I hope you understand this is not the forum for this class. This is a portfolio class, meaning that I help you to assemble your presentation, not necessarily design your work. Okay, now please make the distinction, and I'm not turning you away. I'm not saying no. I'm just following the prescribed format of the class and giving you the opportunity to cultivate your logo with my help on the side. Okay, hope that makes sense. Elective portfolio pieces. I want to share my skills of a potential employer. If this is too many, tell me which ones can come, stay. Basically, you're saying which ones can stay, which ones can go. You want to show your illustrative skills. I get that. That's cool. Photography skills are something that I would say, let's go ahead and consider photography to be something different right now. Let me describe why I say that. And something different meaning that I'm not so sure that you need to show photography in your portfolio. Let me describe what I mean. Okay, this is your graphic design portfolio. Okay, it's reasonable to say that most of us, to the point of graduation, do have at least some skills in photography, and it doesn't matter how far those skills are cultivated, they're not really relevant to what you're branding yourself as, and that's a graphic designer. So personally, I say keep photography out of your electives and show the things that are important, in your case, illustration and typography. Okay, this first piece, this digital illustration, I think it looks pretty good. I think that the presentation itself, though, it might just be the way the PDF is rendering, but it's pretty blurry right up here. It's almost like it's getting pixelated. So check that. Now, but other than that, I mean, that piece looks great. This piece, I'm not real sure what this piece is. So if you're concerned about showing too much, I would get rid of this page. This is fabulous. I love this page. I'm thinking that the type is added digitally. Well, yeah, I'm sure it is. And this was hand rendered, and then you added this digitally. What I would do here is I would select a more legible typeface, and I would left align this block of type here, not centered, and I would present it in white, not these multiple colors. Okay, again, let me read that again. Don't use a decorative typeface. Use a simpler, more presentation typeface. Nothing real decorative like this. It's too hard to read. Change the color to white, and left align it, drag right, so that you're left aligned here instead of centered. Okay? I think that'll really, really help this piece. The next piece, this piece is good. It's a mixed media acrylics painting. It's a festival poster. So I think this is pretty good. I would do this, though. I would say that, now, this is pretty good. If anything, I would take this type right here and I would move it down into this corner here. That location and that, and just give it start the alignment right about there. So what that's going to do is it's going to take this this poster, and your viewer's going to start reading the type. This is the focal point right here because it's the fish. Naturally, as humans, we're drawn to eyes, whether those eyes belong to another human or a creature. So the logical eye progression is going to go right here, and it's going to go to the eye. So if we follow that line from the eye, bloop, we go right across, and there's the location information right there. So it would be a really, really smooth place to put it in terms of transitioning the eye to the important part of the poster, and that presumably is location. Okay, what do I got going on here? Okay, next page, please. Okay, photography. Like I said, I wouldn't. Likewise, and likewise. My computer's going a little crazy here. Okay, so electives, you've got these three. One, two, three. Why can't you use some of these to show electives? I mean, that looks good. Hand skills to me are much more important than photography skills to a graphic designer. So show these pieces, the full pieces. Show a couple of those. I think that would be a lot better because you're really showing good hand skills, especially here. So by doing that, I think that would round out your electives. Okay, which leads us and lets us off at the background page presentation. So you're supposed to have 3 background page presentation. So if we go over here, you'll design a portfolio. Next you will have, you will have, that's, now, sorry about that. You'll create a portfolio design. In other words, you need to design the introductory page, the portfolio, or the portfolio page, 2016 with your name on it. And then, you open the page and there's your presentation. And the background pages that hold your work are what you need to design. In other words, it's these pages right here, this purple page. And you need, I think it's required, you need to design an introductory page, at least 3 of those visual comps for your background page, okay? So you have one here with the purple page with the type up top and the thick stroked horizontal rule in the darker tone of purple. All right, that's one background page, so you need 2 more. My recommendation is do not use color on the background of your portfolio pages, and the reason is because it will mess with the color in you may not have harmony in the color you're showing in your work and the background color of your portfolio page if you use a color like purple, and I think we can see that pretty clearly right here, and especially right here. That's not the most harmonious combination I can imagine. So let's get rid of the white page, background page. Don't use the white. The purple background page. Use white with black type, and think about, not with black type, but use with dark type, whatever color. I recommend using type color, the same color as your logo. Okay, to tie these all together. And that's why before I was saying I'm really concerned that we're falling behind with the personal branding, because we need that personal branding to design the background pages of your portfolio. Okay, so give me 2-3 designs of background portfolio pages, and try not to use color. If you need to use color, something very, very neutral, like a real light colored beige, or a very, very light colored gray, but nothing with color. I recommend using white pages. Okay, and then finally, I'd like you to revisit the announcements page, and specifically this announcement I'm going to direct your attention to right now. It's called How to Design Using a Grid. And I placed that in there a couple of weeks ago. So if you didn't look at it, or even if you did, you may quite likely have forgot that it was there. But it's pretty important. Where is it? How to Design Using a Grid. Take a look at that. And also take a look at a couple of these other videos just to review. I think that one thing that we're not seeing is the use of a grid. Basically, you have portfolio page, work is centered. Portfolio page, work is centered. Portfolio page, work is centered. So there are definitely more dynamic ways of showing that work. And again, I'd like to draw your attention to a couple of these announcements. Specifically, this right here, this is what a real portfolio looks like. This is great one for examples, student PDF portfolio examples. These are good too. How to design your portfolio and what a student portfolio might look like. Those are all really good for reference to get some ideas on how to design your background pages and how to let that work harmoniously with your branding and some of your other collateral materials, as well as the design work that you're promoting through your portfolio. Okay. Sorry I took so long, but I wanted to get you a good, complete critique. And listen, man, we really got to start moving here. I know that we've been down a minute here, but it's time. It really is. You've done so much hard work and so much wonderful work. We got to put the pedal to the ground right now and really start wrapping this thing up. Okay. I'm not going to lose you here because I'm going to be on you. So let's just really get this branding done. And, okay. So, all right. Any questions or comments, please feel free to get with me. All right. Thank you very much.